This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz in Orange County. Today, joined by the Mayor of Anaheim, Tom Tait. I'd like to speak with you about Disneyland. Obviously, the happiest place on earth and an important driver to the economy of Anaheim and Orange County generally. But there's always a question about how much a city should work to incentivize economic development of any corporation.
Right.
Recently, for the second time in a few years, the City Council voted to give Disneyland a tax subsidy of over $500 million. Where was the mayor on this question?
Well, I was against it. The subsidy actually is $260 million.
Okay.
It was part of a larger subsidy to Disneyland, $260 million, to another hotel developer, $300 million.
I see.
For a total of 3 luxury hotels of about 2,000 units.
But still in the resort district.
In the resort district,
So Disneyland gets, let's say half of it, and then someone else.
Yes.
So thank you for the clarification. Where did you come down?
So I dead set against it. And
Okay.
I've been against these. A few years ago, the city gave a big subsidy of $158 million to the Garden Walk Hotel.
Right.
I believe our job is to, I'm very pro-business, is about keeping a level playing field. I want to treat Disney great, but no greater than the small mom and pop restaurant that opens up. Everybody should be treated the same.
Right. That being said, it's hard to deny the incredible importance of Disneyland and the resort district to Anaheim. And could one argue, walk me through it, that the subsidy is provided to Disneyland and this other developer that will create such catalytic consequences that other businesses will open up around this hotel, then around this hotel you have 4 new hotels, and in the end, Anaheim winds up net plus because more sales tax is coming in, more TOT is coming in. Help me.
Well, it just doesn't work that way. People come to Anaheim to go to Disneyland, not to go to a hotel. And so by building more hotels, we actually increase the supply, which actually drops prices down, if you think about it.
One could argue, yep,
And
yeah,
so,
I get it.
So this isn't about Disneyland building another, a big expansion on their park. This is about building a hotel. And there's an economic assistance agreement between the city of Anaheim and Disneyland Corporation and these 2 other developers. But if you think about it, you have a city that, frankly, we're very strapped for money. We have a negative net worth of $440 million. We have big pension liabilities that we have to figure out how to pay someday.
Right, that's not unique. I mean,
Not unique.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
So and we have we have to make sure our people are safe and civic upkeep and all these things. So we're strapped for money. Disney, on the other hand, one of the wealthiest corporations in the world. I think last quarter they made a profit of $1.5 billion or something. So you have economic assistance going from Anaheim, a city that needs the money, to Disney of $260 million for the next 20 years.
And as I understand it, the way the deal is structured is that there's something called TOT, which is a transient tax. It's a like tourist tax, we'll call it.
Yes.
So TOT is collected by Disneyland and these other hotels.
Yes.
That money is given to the city of Anaheim because they collect it, and then the money goes back.
Yes, that's basically how it goes. So I mean, by the way, the tax is paid because the people of Anaheim voted for a visitor's tax.
Yeah, visitor's tax, right.
So the visitor comes to Anaheim, stays at a hotel. They pay that tax when they pay their bill. The hotel collects it for the city and pays it to the city. So it belongs to the people of Anaheim at that point when it's paid. Now on these deals, the city will write a check out of its general fund every quarter to Disney and these 2 other hotels, to Disney to the tune of about $15 million every year for 20 years. It's a lot of money, and money that we can't afford. Our net general fund is about $200 million a year, to give you an idea of scope.
I know, that's good. I appreciate the clarification. Could the voters overturn the vote of the city council on this matter?
Well, the voters, there's actually a referendum out there on 2 of the hotels, but
Just 2?
Just 2.
Why?
The organizers didn't want to,
Okay.
because of Disney, they didn't go after to referend the Disney hotel.
Okay.
And I don't know if they could actually, because it's complicated legally.
Right,
it's complicated legally, but 2 of the hotels, there's a referendum going out because the city can't afford it, and they're giveaways. I believe it's a gift of public funds. I think these hotels would be built anyway.
I mean, some call it corporate welfare.
Some call that.
That's the term. And
Yeah.
it's interesting because for so long, folks that were economically on the right of the spectrum were perceived to be in favor of these types of deals. I understand you're on the right of the political spectrum economically,
Yeah.
and yet you're not alone
Right.
with those on the right that are starting to kind of reevaluate whether these types of deals are best for the entire polity, if I can say.
Yeah. So my job as mayor, there's 350,000 people who live in the city of Anaheim. I have a fiduciary responsibility to look after their best interest. So whether you're on the right or the left, and I, kind of more of a libertarian leaning, but on either side of the spectrum, just common sense. Why would a city pay a wealthy corporation or a wealthy developer out of its limited resources $560 million? And when you add the other one, it's $700 million. It's a massive amount of money.
And you believe that the hotels would be built even if this deal didn't go forward?
I've talked to probably the leading expert on hotels in California, and that is his belief. He said these would be built anyway. Financing couldn't be better for hotels right now. The market couldn't be better. People are building hotels. There's a number of hotels being built in Anaheim without this. The market is absolutely red hot. Why would we subsidize hotels? For one, we have 20 million people coming into that resort area every year. One thing we shouldn't have to subsidize are hotels. If you're going to subsidize something, which I would disagree with anyway.
New ride?
How about something that creates high-tech jobs or something like that?
New ride.
Yeah.
That could create high-tech jobs in theory.
We have plenty of hotel jobs.
Right.
And we have plenty of hotel rooms.
I understand that you were recently honored by President Obama, who asked you to be part of was it a Blue Ribbon Committee?
Well, it was a task force.
Task force?
But the White House invited me, and it was a meeting, a 4-hour meeting with the president and the attorney general and a group of folks around the country, a few mayors, police chiefs, folks representing.
That was heady.
It was a very interesting meeting, and folks from civil rights organizations about this the situation our country's in of
on race relations.
Race relations and community policing.
And recently, a couple of years ago now, there was an incident in Anaheim that showed that race relations, in some areas may be a little tenuous. What did you learn from this? What takeaways did you bring back to Anaheim?
Well, I think the key to this is each side understanding each other's humanity. The police department has to get closer to the community. The community needs to see the police officers as human beings, as individuals, and it's really what community police is all about. But really taking it to the next level and really connecting people. And I believe that those connections happen through kindness. And we have a kind police department, but we just need to show it a little bit more.
Will you continue that conversation?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, because clearly this is a very challenging time when it relates to police-civilian relations. And I'm glad to hear that the mayor of Anaheim was involved in furthering the dialogue. His name is Tom Tait. He is the mayor of awesome Anaheim, California. My name is Brad Pomerantz. You are joining us from Orange County on Local Edition.